What's going on, guys? My name is Derailious. Welcome back to another video. So remember earlier today when I was like, hey, if the update happens and we get another Halloween update and there's more items, I'll make another video on it. We got another update. So I'm here to be telling you about basically everything new that was added. The spooky event's going to start in like 8 minutes, so I'm going to be during the event, like, farming, telling you how it all works, blah, blah, blah. You know how that all works. Before we begin, I do want to make the note that only about 14% of you guys are subscribed. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. But wait, first, there's something else I have to say. We have the Discord rank, the veteran rank. If you guys want to get the veteran rank, join before I hit 3,000 on YouTube. You can also get updates on streams and videos there. Woo, yeah. Don't you guys want to be first in the comments? I know you do. Join the Discord. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, to start, if you head right over to the big-ass pumpkin in the middle of spawn for some reason, and you speak to the Fearmonger, there's two new items already there. The Candy Relic, which is just an upgraded variant of the Candy Artifact. It increases the drop chance of candies from mobs by 20% during the Spooky Festival. Costs 1,024 purple candy and an artifact. And the Echolocator, which means that when it's held during the Spooky Festival, the compass points towards the nearest Mega Bat. So those are two new items. Mega Bats appear to be a new item or thing that pop up whenever there's a Spooky Festival. Kind of weird. I'm not in the event yet, so I will probably play footage of it when I get to that. But before we go to the Megabat footage and the actual footage of the event itself, there also have been new items added to the menus. If you go into your recipe book and you go into special recipes, you can see multiple new items. So let's start with them. The Bat Person ring, as you can see here, can be made after getting the Bat Person Talisman, which is a new talisman as well, with Ectoplasm, which you seem to get through the Spooky event, and some Spooky Shards, which I'm actually happy that I have now. As well, there is an upgraded variant. Obviously, you see it costs 2 stacks of Ectoplasm and 16 Spooky Shards and the ring. And then you can make a Vampire Witch Mask, which is a separate item. Combining the Witch Mask with the Vampire Mask and a bunch of Ectoplasm, you get this insane, crazy thing, which allows you to summon bats that will follow you and attack nearby enemies, dealing 3,954 damage upon exploding. Your bats will not spawn on your island. It also has the item ability Rejuvenate, which means while wearing, it drains 5 health per second from all monsters within 8 blocks. Ghoul Buster is another new item that was added. As you can see, it does 140 damage, 90 strength, has 25% base crit damage, so it's not terrible, but not really that great. Also has the item Spooktacular, which deals 100% more damage to spooky enemies during the Spooky Festival. Costs 32 Ectoplasm, 8 Spooky Shards, a stack of purple candy, and yeah. There's also a candy sack. You use pumpkin guts and a trick-or-treat bag, and then boom, you get it directly here. You get a Blast-a-Lantern, which is green candy, and a pumpkin gut, which deals 2 damage to spooky enemies and 3,954 damage against non-scary enemies. So, the scary ones, it deals less to. There's also an upgrade to this, which shoots Blast-a-Lanterns. It costs 64 of them, 40 Ectoplasm, and a bunch of pumpkin guts. Shoots the Blast Lanterns, deals 2 damage to spookies, and yeah, you can load it up with 20,000 of these damn things, which is pretty cool. So those are the items from there, but that's not all. There's still more. So not counting the actual event yet, we're still on pre-event stuff. If you go to the blacksmith here, and you go to Essence Crafting and look at the Essence Guide, there is a new set that was added, which I don't know which row it is, so you're going to have to bear with me here. There it is, the Werewolf set. It comes with Ferocity, which is insane. Also has a really high amount of defense and a pretty high amount of intelligence. It can be reforged. So yeah, we don't know how to actually make this werewolf stuff yet, but it looks pretty interesting. So yeah, that's all the event really has so far. I'm really excited to see what the new talismans, how these things work, the Bat Person artifacts and whatnot. As well, there's a new perk on the bat itself, which deals 31% damage to spooky enemies during the Spooky Festival. Also, it changed the perk from the rare candy buff to a total candy buff, and increases the drop chance of candies from mobs by 12.4%. So it looks like the Bat Talisman got a bit of a change. I don't necessarily know if it's a buff or if it's a nerf. So without further ado, let's get right into footage of the actual Spooky event, and I'll be pointing out any changes I come across. So there was another item actually added to the blacksmith. If you go to the essence shop, or rather not the essence shop, the crafting guide, and look at Wither Essence, there's a new item called the Soul Whip, which was also supposed to be added with this Spooky event update. I don't think it's actually supposed to be a floor 7 item. I think it's just Spooky event. It has 145 damage, 175 strength, And to convert it into a dungeon item, it's 500 Wither Essence, which makes me think that it is not a dungeon item base anyway, since it can be converted. So yeah, that was the only other item added from what I know. Before we get into footage of the actual spooky event, I'm going to talk about the few new things that were added. First off, there are mega bats, which sort of fly around the islands every once in a while on random intervals and can be tracked using this echolocator. The echolocator allows you to just sort of track them down, and you sort of shoot your bow at them. I use a Runons because it works way better. And for every time you hit each bat, you get one piece of candy that's random. It could be a green candy, it could be a purple candy. So yeah, they give you around 110 to 120 points per bat you find because they have 100 base HP. As well, during the night times of the event, which it occurs every, I think, 20 minutes or so, there will be a random biome of an island, so say like the hub. And by biome, I mean like, you know on the right side of my screen, you know how it says Dungeon Hub? Well, you know how in the hub it would say things like wilderness and also like graveyard and all that? One random location like that will be chosen and will summon a bunch of random weird mobs. These spooky mobs are the ones that are mentioned a lot when in the Blast Lantern description. Those are the ones that are mentioned. These mobs drop candy when they are killed, and a lot more candy, as a matter of fact, than things like an Enderman would. So I do recommend farming in the hub currently over the end for players doing the spooky event, unless you're getting some special rewards out of the end that are really good, or a lot of people have quit farming the end, in which case, yeah, go for it. The final thing on our list is the trick or treat system, in which there is a little box that will show up called the trick or treat box when you kill a mob occasionally. If it's a trick, you open up the chest and it gets a little wraith that spawns, and you kill the wraith and you get 2 green candy and nothing special. If you get a treat though, you get a bunch of special items, which is pretty cool. I think I actually go over what the special items are later. These include Reforge Stones, green and purple candy, as well as the Talisman. I think is a rare drop from this. The Talisman that I will be showing you right now, it is the Bat Person Talisman, which gains you defense, strength, and intelligence for each bat you have summoned. And as well, I wanted to mention that Talisman stacks with the Spirit Scepter, which is going to be really good for the dungeons. I can imagine that being really strong. So, yeah. Obviously, this also is a shadow buff to a lot of the Necromancer gear, because obviously, if you're able to, I don't know, have a lot of things summoned, like bats, for example, then boom, you made a lot of money. So, yeah, that's just basically the whole system. So now let's actually get into the Spooky Festival. So from what it looks like, it seems that the special variant mobs only summon in certain areas at any specific time, which is actually pretty interesting. And that seems the actual way that you find these mobs is to head to a random biome and they spawn there. So yeah, before it was in the graveyard, and now it looks like it's in the wilderness. So it seems like it's just a different location every time. So yeah, aside from it being a different location every time, I think the mobs are just the same. It's the phantom spirits, which can turn into a variant of you, which is pretty cool. And the wraiths here, as well as some other mobs as well. There's also these midget trick-or-treater things that you could just sort of beat the crap out of really easily for free money. So currently I'm on the hub island, and there is a bunch of mega bats over here. You just sort of spray them down with the Runons, and oh man, do they give an absurd amount of candy. It's actually ridiculous. You're getting a solid maybe 100 points per minute just off of this thing alone. And you just look, at this moment one of them goes away, you just keep looking for another. Zoom around, and usually you can find a separate one. So I'm pretty sure there was one that flew off into the void here, which does suck. But yeah, there's more of them constantly flying around the island, which if you find them on the hub anyway, it's really a large amount of money set to be made for you in particular. So yeah, this has definitely made the spooky event way easier. So yeah, we're going to be doing a final tally of all the stuff that we got at the end. And then, yeah, that will be the video. So yeah. So now I'm going to go over the new Reforge Stones that I got at least. There's 2 of them that I've received so far today, which are the Candy Corn and the Rock Candy. Candy Corn is the first one we're going to go over. And if we come over to the Reforge Station, you put this in. It applies health and defense on armor. As well, it increases the chance to find candy during the Spooky Festival by 1%. I'm actually going to apply this to my Bat Person chest piece because why wouldn't I? Free percentage is really nice. It's actually really strong. As well, there's a perk that you can apply to all other talismans, which gives you, it's called the Sweet Reforge, by the way. It is from a rock candy. It is a sweet intimidation artifact in this case, and it gives you health, defense, and speed, which is actually really cool. For people who want to make a speed build, that will certainly be something for you. I really do like these new Reforge Stones, and I think that at least a couple of them are pretty solid. Let me actually kill off this Mega Bad here. Now, after the event's over, you can just one-shot the poor guy, which is really sad for him, but whatever. Really fun event, though. The event, ladies and gentlemen. This update was really, really cool. I genuinely enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to be talking about Monumenta's take on this update, or not really a spooky event, but Creeperween, which has been a thing that Monumenta's done since 2017. Tomorrow, I'm going to be making a video on that. Really, really fun, so yeah. On that note, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in and having a good time with me, I guess. And yeah, on that note, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be tomorrow. See you guys next time.